I guess fuck Facebook tonight. I'll fix that shit later. Said something about Facebook not working. Oh well, we here. Y'all here. We him. And we in that bitch. So without further ado, let's get into it. Yo. Y'all know I gotta start off. Y'all know I gotta start off. First of all, I want to say what's going on with y'all. Welcome to Talking Shit, episode 74. It's your boy PG the Hustler. Sorry it took a little bit, man. I'm gonna hashtag diabetes awareness on here, man. I had to go check my sugar, man. I was feeling a little bit under the weather. Sure enough, my sugar was low, so I had to go correct it real quick. And now I'm back. You feel me? So, everybody, if y'all dealing with that, y'all got that going on in y'all lives, man, make sure you take care of yourself, man. I recently switched up my diet a little bit. Trying. It's a tough road. It can't be done overnight, but hey, we here. I should document that, man. If y'all want to document that, throw that shit in the comments, man. If y'all want me to document that shit. Anyway, let's get this shit, man. Y'all know the deal. Y'all know what it is, man. We finna get straight into it. The motherfucking Alabama Slamma, y'all.
Been on the interwebs at all in the last couple of days. There is a good chance that you've seen what has become the most viral video of the week, if not the whole year. And that is the Alabama dock brawl. But in case you missed it, here's how it all went down. It started on Saturday on the Montgomery Riverfront dock, where they have restaurants and leisure activities and where boats, large and small, private and city-owned, can pull up. A black riverboat co-captain asked a group of white boaters to move their illegally parked pontoon so the Harriet II riverboat could dock. The Harriet II part is quite poetic because before this was all one big leisure spot, the Montgomery riverboat was a massive slave port, which is going to feel ironic in a second. The pontoon group refused, and the argument turned violent when one of the white pontooners charged and swung at the black employee, who proceeded to throw his hat in the air, Bobby Shmurda style, and fight back. He was quickly outnumbered, and the group of white shirtless boaters all started piling on him. Well, it wasn't long before black onlookers came rushing to the co-captain's defense from seemingly everywhere, like he'd thrown up a bat signal to the ancestors, maybe Harriet Tubman herself. One teenage member of the Wakanda Avengers even jumped off the Harriet II and swam to the dock to join in, earning him endless nicknames online, including Michael B. Phelps and Aquaman. It was then that an all-out brawl ensued. Video shows men and women punching, shoving, kicking. There you go. One of them Alabama Slamma. Chair to hit back, while spectators cheered them on from the sidelines until the police came to break it up. Today, we learned that 3 of those white men who attacked the riverboat co-captain are facing misdemeanor assault charges. And the story has
where my nigga T.O. at, man? T.O. tap in, nigga.
The Montgomery mayhem have taken over social media. Folding lawn chairs have been dubbed freedom chairs, hat tip Brittany Packneck Cunningham. Folks are writing songs and odes to the day a group of Alabama bullies on a boat tried it in a small town. Some are even creating their own dramatic reenactments at their local pool. Not to mention there's a hashtag trending called Lift Every Chair and Swing. Joining me now is the mayor of Montgomery, Alabama, Stephen Reed.
Lift every chair and swing.
Host of the Griot Daily Podcast and author of Black AF History. Thank you both for being here. Mr. Mayor, I
that's that shit.
Give us an update, please, on the arrest and whether all of those who are going to be charged have turned themselves in.
First, Joy, thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate all the work that you and your staff do each and every day. Big fan and follower of both you and Michael. You know, so far in this, we've had one person that is in the custody of law enforcement, 2 others who are not at this time. They've not been cooperative, and so we will have to take probably some extra measures to deal with them. But that's where we are right now. The investigation is still ongoing as we try to sort out fact from fiction and try to go through the process that's led us to bring about third-degree assault charges on these perpetrators, and what may be more charges still to come.
And let's just sort of be clear. I mean, let's talk about the atmosphere in Montgomery in the 24 hours before. Donald Trump did a rally. He did a rally in Montgomery about 24 hours before this. What was kind of the atmosphere in the city after he was gone? Because we know statistically, hate crimes, violence tend to go up when Trump comes to town.
This nigga want to laugh right here.
Yeah, this
nigga right here want to laugh.
That having the former president here helped anything as it relates to his rhetoric and the actions that he has taken. I don't think that helps discourse. I don't think it helps the environment overall when you consider what's happening in Alabama this time with our state legislature rejecting the Supreme Court's order to draw a second congressional district. There's a lot of tension in the air right now politically. And I don't think having former President Trump here helped anything. And I think some people can get a little too caught up in what they see online. I think some people can get caught up in terms of what they're reading, what they're hearing from, their friends in their immediate circle, and may take things a different way than maybe others would.
And one more question is, these are misdemeanor assault charges that these men are facing. What about hate crime charges? I mean, these were, multiple 6, 7 white men who jumped one black man.
If they said nigga one time, it's a hate crime.
Yeah, based on the information that we have as of now from the FBI, it does not meet their criteria. But we're working very closely with the FBI. We have asked witnesses to provide us with more information and testimony as well. So, this is fluid and things can change. But as of now, we don't have enough evidence to move forward with that in our conversations with the FBI. But again, we're going to continue to work very closely with law enforcement. We're going to be very intense in our approach.
Think they can do whatever the fuck they want, man.
Of what took place. And I saw what you all saw and what millions of other people saw. And that's disturbing.
Michael Harriot, why do you think this has resonated the way it has?
Well, we saw this on the same internet that we saw, the Karen trend. We saw white people, call the police on bird watchers and fishers. And so I think the joy comes from, it was a rare example and an explicit example of justice, right? Like people, getting what they were looking for, finding out after they messed around. And so I think that was part of it. And I think, we're in a country where we consume news about, history being erased. And, are the people in Alabama going to be able to be represented in Congress? And all of that creates that kind of, and Trump was there the day before, right? And so when you think about all of that and what we consume on a platform, this went viral on Twitter, a platform that we know that hate speech has gone up since the purchaser purchased it, right? Mm-hmm. All of that contributes to the joy that, in America, black people seeing a real example of justice is rare, right? It's like Jesus turning water in the Crown Royal, or, so we celebrated those rare instances, and I think there was a little bit of joy in that.
You did a great piece that I highly recommend on the Griot interviewing the ancestors, including Harriet Tubman, who I know jumped out that water with that 16-year-old heroic boy who came to the rescue. But, I feel like the other piece of this has been the incredible expression of black creativity. Black Twitter was in its finest hour. And the creativity that you've seen across platforms, whether it's on TikTok or Instagram, the memes, Michael, these are historic, and so is that folding chair.
Yeah, I think we should, I really think we don't have an August holiday. So how about, Thanksgiving, right? I think, the brawl, the brawl in Alabama.
This should be Black People's Labor Day.
I really feel like that. And we should just gather and have like a new Freaknik on the shore in Montgomery. And I've lived most of my adult life near Montgomery, I went to college in Auburn and lived in Birmingham. So I think this should be our new Juneteenth. We should have August 10th right there in Montgomery.
Mr. Mayor, can we have
August 10th? Everybody bring their own buildings.
Well, you spell your last name different from mine, but we might be cousins since you're Reed. So can we do it?
We may have to ask our folks in the Alabama legislature to see if we can get that done. See what they think.
Come on, cousin Reed. Let's do this. Let's do this. We'll work on our last name spelling, but we're cousins by, you know, we family.
Right.
Montgomery, Alabama Mayor Stephen Reed, R-E-E-D, and Michael Harriot of the Griot. Thank you both. Much appreciated.
Man, listen. They gonna get them niggas, man. The ones that's at large, they gonna get them. But like she said, this shit has really. I ain't gonna talk about all the unity and all this shit. Yeah. You niggas like to come together when y'all fighting. For real. Y'all niggas ain't really about no real motherfucking unity for real. If it got to do with some violence and some shit like that, y'all motherfuckers will be for real. When it comes to some money, y'all niggas ain't gonna do no shit like that. But that's another conversation. You know, that ain't what we here for. We talking shit on this motherfucker. We ain't getting too serious on this. But anyway, that shit just funny as hell, man. The creativity, man. To lift every chair and swing, dog. That's funny as hell, man. So look, y'all get ready, man. It's going down. 3D printer getting plugged back up, man. Y'all get ready, man. I ain't even gonna say nothing because niggas like to steal shit. But y'all get ready, man. Shit. Alright. Anyway, next one. Next up, y'all know what it is, man. Your boy.
So rapper Tory Lanez has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for shooting fellow hip-hop star Megan Thee Stallion in 2020, just outside the famous names. You know, that case was widely publicized because it dealt with major social issues like casting doubt on female victims and protecting black women in general. And when the Los Angeles district attorney filed charges against Lanez, he rejected a plea deal, instead taking the case to trial. Well, the judge considered all aggravating factors, including Lanez's actions online. Prosecutors say he continued to traumatize Megan Thee Stallion after the shooting by posting about the case on social media, even rapping about it in his music, that prompting many of his fans to attack and harass her online. In a victim impact statement read before the sentencing, Megan wrote that Tory Lanez not only shot her, but made a mockery of her trauma. ABC News legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer joins me now. You've been following this from the very beginning. Brian, you know, Tory was sentenced less than, the 13 years prosecutors were asking for. Does that surprise you?
The sentence does surprise me, Kara, but I don't think it's for the same reason that many people are surprised. And this is why I say that. Many people have reached out and said, Brian, 10 years sounds like a lot for this type of shooting, where they've probably heard people get far less for the same amount of conduct. But you've got to think about it this way. In terms of the charge in California, the aggravating factors, we weren't talking about a 0 to 22 years and 8 months. We were actually talking about 9 years to 22 and 8 months. So if you're looking at that scale, he got much lower than what the prosecution was asking for, and close to the minimum. And considering the impact statements, especially from Megan Thee Stallion, I thought the judge would have gone above what the prosecution was asking for, not far below.
So how much of this time do you think Tory will actually have to serve?
So in California, you serve 85% of the time. 15% is what's called good time, and 10 years makes for easy math. That's 8.5 years. But you also have to consider that from December 23rd to now, that time will be credited towards him. So he's only going to serve about 7 years and 11 months. So I'm not giving an exact estimate, but around 2030 of July, he should be getting out.
So his attorneys say that the legal team plans to appeal the sentencing. So what do you think will happen? What does happen next?
So they already lost an appeal in May for 2 issues, specifically that his statement came in saying supposedly that he told Megan Thee Stallion, don't say anything because I'm on parole, and also the DNA evidence that was inputted. And they said that that prejudiced the jury, but an appellate judge said, no, that's not a reason for a new trial. So they can't argue those issues, but they can argue any other evidentiary issues or that the sentence was too high. But when you're thinking from 9 to 22 years, it's hard to argue that it's too high. They'll also argue that he should have bail or be out pending the appeal. And I think those will be probably the 3 arguments they make going forward. But also, Tory Lanez is a Canadian citizen. He doesn't have American paperwork. And so he's also facing a potential of deportation, not now, but if and when his sentence is fully served.
So, you know, before I let you go, Brian, because we're all music fans, right? I'm thinking, you know, it was all a part of the case, the fact that she says he traumatized her for what he did and by harassing her online, even putting certain types of lyrics into his music and making a mockery of her. I mean, this could be an opportunity for her to make some music with more positive messaging for exactly what he was doing, taking down and his fans, you know, taking down black women, the protection of black women, and there's an opportunity for here. I know as a lawyer and when you've represented people, you have seen a lot of good that can come out of something like this. I mean, music can create such change.
Yeah, I mean, Megan Thee Stallion has said, even in her impact statement, that she has not had a day of peace since this. And we know that music can both be cathartic and healing, but also help to inspire. And so, at least for me, I hope that Megan, in finding the peace that she deserves, because she did not deserve this, I hope that in finding the peace that she deserves, she can hopefully use music not only to heal herself, but also maybe be a voice for black women, as she has always been, so that they can also find their voice if they ever find themselves in a similar situation.
Brian Buckmeyer. Appreciate you.
My pleasure.
Hi, everyone.
Nobody will fucking know, man, but them three and God. They're the only people that know what really happened, man. I wonder what the fuck happened, though. Like, for real, if this nigga is this nigga really about to spend that's crazy. This nigga really finna do some time. And what if he doing this shit, spending 10 years, and he ain't even really do it? Like, what if? That's crazy. I don't know, man. We'll see. I kind of be tired of talking. I'm tired of talking about their ass. It's just funny he got 10 years. I guess if you put it in that from 9 to 30 or 9 to whatever, that was the low end. I guess so. But anyway, new Tory Lanez dropping in 2030. I'm fucking with y'all, nigga.
To actually move to the back of the bus. No, seriously. And the bus was empty. Watch this.
Okay. Oh, you got me on camera? I got 6 cameras on this spot.
So then they know that nothing's going on. Thank you for saying that. Thank you, camera. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. You want to ride or not?
You bother me. I'm doing what you asked me to do. I'm back here. I took a seat.
Okay. Right. Driver? That's it? All right.
I have to use the restroom.
No. Okay. And we have the camera watching. That's cool.
Hold on.
Oh, that's cool.
I have to go. No, I have to go.
Are you guys trying to start something?
I went to the back of the seat.
Nothing wrong. So I'll call them right now. Because we did nothing wrong. We not fought at you or anything. You have an attitude with us. I asked you a simple question. I did nothing to you. It's on camera. So if you really want to do this, we can do this.
Oh.
You said you were going to call it.
See, this bitch ass nigga think he being funny. I hate white people like that, man. These prejudiced motherfuckers like this.
White guy, super nice with the daughter that rides sometimes. I've been riding with him for a long time. I don't remember his name, but the point is, he's never treated anybody like this. I asked you a simple question. I just said, and it's all on film.
You came across with attitude.
No, I didn't.
Everybody was wrong.
Yes.
No, sir.
This is the morning.
Okay, hold on. It's cool because I'm asking him. It's on camera.
All right.
It is on camera.
I just need to go where I'm trying to go, man.
We all have cameras, but that's why I'm saying, if you really want to call the cops, we can call them because nothing was wrong. Nothing did wrong. There's no physical assault.
Go take your seat before I change.
All right.
So all I'm saying is, I asked you a simple question.
And I tried to answer it, but you were interrupting me.
Sir, I was turning around and you're sitting there.
Hey, I gotta go. We gotta go.
Turn around and say, oh,
As if like you're trying to banter. You're trying to something that I asked you a simple question. I turned around to walk away. You're steady in front of me, watching me, and I turned around like this and looked, and I said, okay, I'm going away. Let's back this up to the beginning.
Can we just go? Let's just go, man.
I showed you
Let that man.
Stand like I always do. Your name, and I said it's right there, so that way you can look on your map.
On July 13th, when they showed their tickets to the Jefferson Lions bus driver, despite no other passengers being on the bus, Kobe McFarland asked them to actually move to the back of the bus, then threatened to call cops. Jefferson Bus Lines has since apologized and is investigating the incident. Rebecca, I'm confused. There's nobody else on the bus.
Don't apologize.
So, spoiler alert, that bus driver needs to lose his job. They need to go ahead and settle and write the check to those 2 black men. But you know, this is one of those things. Things are so stupid in this country right now.
Put them niggas in the ring, let them fight that nigga, man.
And possibly get arrested, get beat down, possibly get killed by cops or get killed by that person if he pulls out a gun. Or do you record it so you can live to see another day? You know, it's one of those things where it's like my first instinct is make me move. You're going to physically move me. I'm not about to sit in the back of the bus. But then also trying to figure out what does it also mean responsibly for people to be able to get home safely, you know, and that's where, you know, that's where I'm kind of stuck here.
I
like that damn booger
yeah, Robert, I think they're gonna have to cut a big check.
Yeah, you know, I'm reminded of the Dred Scott decision, which I remind people was never actually overturned by the Supreme Court. It was overturned legislatively by the 14th Amendment, but technically it's still good law, which says that a black man has no rights that a white man is forced to respect. And I think that's what we saw in this situation, that if you just look at the way the driver was speaking to them, he was speaking to them from a position of authority, almost as if he was a plantation owner who had some unruly Negroes on his property. There was no level of understanding, respect, no opportunity to simply discuss it because he came up to them in a very aggressive manner, and I'm still not quite sure why. I'm not quite sure what the predicate of this was. As was mentioned, is a completely empty bus. This appears to be a situation of an individual who is taking out their own personal experiences or prejudices on the general public. And as was said, I think that these young men will more than likely be well compensated for this event. Hopefully they will connect with some great civil rights attorneys that can navigate them through this. But also this bus company, this bus line needs to make sure they are enforcing some HR and those diversity, equity, and inclusion programs that Ron DeSantis hates so much. Well, guess what? Maybe if you train your employees that way, they don't have these sorts of interactions, and then you don't have to pay out a multi-million-dollar settlement. You see how that works? It's not about cultural Marxism. It's about saving you money in the long run.
I guess everything ain't about. I don't know, man. I don't know. Wait a minute.
We talked to Louis Stafford's mom.
Wait a minute. Before we start, I just want to say 2 things about that, which I was already talking about it during this shit because it pissed me off. Number 1, this suing shit, like, I get it, I guess. Everybody broke, so they want to dig in your pockets. They want to dig it. That's funny as hell. Look like she looking. They want to dig in your pockets and shit. I get it. But, I mean, ask them dudes what they want. They might want to get in the ring and fight with that nigga. I don't know, man. I just feel like, I don't know. I kind of agree with old girl, man. Like, my whole position is you going to make me move. If I'm sitting somewhere and I got the right to sit here, like, nigga, you're not finna talk to me from a position of authority because you have no authority, nigga. You a fucking bus driver. Nigga, you taking me where I need to go. You a fucking chauffeur. You doing me a service. Ain't my fault you got this whack ass job. Ain't my fault you don't like black people. But that still don't give you the right to make me move to the back. Just because. Well, I don't know, this nigga was delusional and he thought he was being funny. He thought he was being funny on some real shit because he went back and told all his fucking white homeboys at the bar after work what he did. or either bet somebody that he would do it, or whatever the fuck. Who fucking knows with these weirdos? Who fucking knows? Anyway, that shit corny as hell, and I don't know, man. I'm older now, but still, some shit right there, with some shit you got to get physical about, and motherfucking physicality gonna happen. And why you gotta always stay ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Like on some real shit, cause that it'll get physical on some shit like that, trying to tell me where to sit, and you a public servant. First of all, I don't know, unless I'm actually taking a bus somewhere, going somewhere with a whole bunch of people. I ain't really finna be getting on no bus nowhere, no public bus or no shit like that. It wasn't nobody even on that shit. Only thing I could think of is the justification, and honestly, I might follow this shit just to see if I'm right. But the only thing I could think of that he gonna say, and he gonna sit up there and try to say, is that he feared for his life, or he don't want them sitting behind him with them hoodies so close, because they might be doing something. If they farther back, he can keep an eye on them and see them more. But even still, that's corny. Nigga, you a bus driver. What you say your bitch ass name was? Driver? Nigga, drive. Nigga, do your job. Don't worry about nobody. And who finna rob you, nigga, for a bus? Who gonna do that? This ain't no movie, nigga. It's real life. If them niggas was hoods, you would know it when they got on there. If they was motherfucking gangbangers or whatever the fuck, urban or whatever the fuck y'all want to call it, if they was that, you would fucking know that shit. Motherfuckers be a bad judge of character, man, on some real shit and on some stupid shit. They all paranoid and scared, man. Anyway, moving on.
Wants people to know
this crazy shit, because this is wild.
To give everybody watching a warning. A big smile, an even bigger heart.
He was so emotional. He loved cats. He was a soft-hearted guy.
Louis Stafford.
He was a good friend. I never known him to be a bad friend to anybody.
A manager at the Taco Bell on 23 Mile in Chesterfield Township. Louis' big heart apparent when he noticed one of his employees was coming into work with wet clothes. Dijon Drake admitted to being homeless, and Louis, being Louis, offered to let him stay with him at his apartment, less than a mile down the road from the Taco Bell.
He had a good sense of humor. He was a big brother. He was a younger brother.
But a short time after the employee started staying with Louis, his behavior became combative towards his coworkers and towards Louis, according to Louis' mother. Louis told Dijon he could no longer stay with him at his apartment. It was Saturday, July 29th.
That's when the fight broke out. The dude didn't want to leave. He just refused to leave, and he pushed Louis, and Louis fought back and beat him up, and so he shot him.
Louis Stafford, just 27 years old, died at a nearby hospital.
I will never understand
you niggas
the universe
so
and how God
pathetic,
chooses who leaves and how they leave.
Police arrested 24-year-old Dijon Drake on the scene. He's being held at the Macomb County Jail on a $2 million bond.
Homeless.
A message Louis' mom wants to share.
You just cannot let your heart overrule your safety. The world has changed, and it's the luck of the draw. You don't know if you stop and help that person.
That's right.
You know what's on their mind just because they're in need.
Bitch wouldn't have been staying with me.
And Louis' mom also has
I wouldn't have hired the
heart. She set up a
I don't know who the
GoFundMe,
fuck
but
hired
not
this
necessarily to pay for anything for her family. Yes, she wants a nice suit to bury her son in, but she's also raising money for Louis' two friends who were there with him when this horrible thing happened.
Nigga, you mean it was three?
Camille and Mary on the edge.
You know, the toughest part about this whole thing is that Louis was just trying to do the right thing and help somebody get back on their feet, and then something like this happens. It's really hard to even figure out what to say in a case like this.
Yeah, man, rest in peace.
Yeah, it really is. And we went to the Taco Bell, and of course they couldn't talk because you have to go through corporate and whatnot. But I talked to one of the managers, and you could see it in his eyes. I talked to him obviously off camera, and you could just tell by looking into his eyes how important Louis was to all the people who worked there, and what a great guy he was. Just in that short interaction I had with his fellow coworker. Just a horribly sad story.
Like his mom said, you have to remember safety too. All right, thank you so much.
Trying to help these fucking lowlifes. Nigga look like a motherfucking pill popper. Nigga like a motherfucking pill popper. Real shit. Only thing, look. First of all, rest in peace to Louis, man. You did not deserve to lose your life like that, man. That shit was bogus as fuck. My G. This nigga. Look, man, you cannot. His mom said it the best, man. Don't let your heart get in the way of your safety, man. I have a I don't know if you want to call it stigma. I don't know what you would call it. I have a disposition. Let's call it that. I personally don't help no able-bodied grown adult unless they are my child. Yes, I have an adult child. I don't help nobody. I don't give a fuck if it's family members, cousins. No, I have been backstabbed, fucked over by all of that. Friends, family members, so-called cousins, all that shit. No, I don't help nobody. You learn that kind of shit growing up in the era that we grew up in. You learn that shit. Now, I don't know what the fuck. These motherfuckers instantly just killing motherfuckers. Like, for one, there's a couple things you got to notice. There's a couple things you got to think about. If a motherfucker homeless and his parents is in the same city, family is in the same city, or whatever, it's a reason why that motherfucker homeless. It's a reason why his mama won't let him stay there. What the fuck you look like as another grown, able-bodied man having a motherfucking roommate, helping this broke-ass, bum-ass nigga out? You look like shit. You look like a fool helping motherfucker out who know damn well they can help themselves. And like I said, it's a fucking reason why they ain't got no place to stay. They done did too much bullshit. They mental is off. Because honestly, to do some shit like this, you got to have some mental problems. Nigga, to tat all that stupid shit on your motherfucking face, you got to have some mental problems. You feel me? Like real shit. Like let's look at this shit. Let's look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at all this dumbass shit. This nigga got tattoos on his forehead, underneath his eye. He got 313. Like dog. Sometimes the choices that we make in life, the decisions that we make on spur of the moment affect us, and can affect drastically. Okay, so this is why, I don't know, I guess you could say it's my message to everybody, man, period. Don't be so quick to make decisions, man. Especially about shit like this, about your safety, about like other people, with other people involved. Make your own decisions. Like making your own decisions, that's cool. You can do quick shit, but this type of shit, stop fucking, man. These types of shit, bro, this is a place you sleep. I don't want a motherfucker that look like that where I sleep. Because I ain't going to get no sleep because I'm going to be watching his ugly ass. Or laying there with the motherfucking strap. Every noise, every sound I hear, I'm up. I ain't going to get no sleep. And I'm just being honest. And fuck how anybody feels about that shit. Just real shit. I don't want no ugly I would never want no ugly motherfucker like that around me while I'm motherfucking asleep. Period. Give a fuck what you think you got going on. Give a fuck how motherfucking gangster you is. Period. That's just a real rational fucking life choice decision. Nigga, the fuck from around me? Before I fuck you up. Cause ain't no way I get into it with a tussle with a nigga look like this and I'm finna let him walk the fuck away. Nah, nigga. I'm cool. Cause whatever on your motherfucking mind, I'm finna take it the fuck off. Anyway. Tired of looking at this ugly ass nigga. Like I said, man, make some better decisions. Please, y'all. Make better life choice decisions, man. Don't do rash ass shit like this, man. Please. Please, man. Please, man, please. No, real shit though.
Anyway, y'all are not prepared.
I think I seen this
this person, Logan, is with their mother at a Target and sees this, so they start recording.
Oh no, this is.
You're literally doing blackface.
Yeah. Thank me later.
In the middle of the store.
Lester Holt did whiteface. Nobody said. Where's your pride section? I need to know.
We're past.
Oh no, this is new.
Oh, I thought they were celebrating this and they took our flag forever. No, I was wrong. My bad. I don't shop at Target. I just take pictures. Join me. Post it on my Facebook, please. My Facebook friends love it.
That's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
And it doesn't stop there, because then they hear a ruckus in the parking lot and they go out to see what's happening.
All right, thank me later, bitch. Thank me later, bitch. You don't know me. You don't know me.
It's not worth it. You're okay. It's okay. It's not worth it.
Show of hands, who's not shocked that there's a Trump Pence bumper sticker and she has Trump Pence stickers on her? Yeah, they stopped recording to console the woman that she was almost getting in a fight with. And at that point, they said the woman in blackface backed out of her parking spot, yelled the N-word at them several times, and drove off.
Wow. There's actually more video, more context. Here it is.
The name they were given led me to this Facebook page. And all joking aside, this is a descent into madness.
And I need to fish out some other people, so I'm going to go smoke them out today. But I thought I'd wear blackface so that when I'm done smoking them out and the FBI or whoever the needs to show up and listen to me for once, when they show up, I want to get a job. So I'm going to make sure I put on a blackface so I can have my best chance at getting a job.
And even with a plethora of disturbing things on her Facebook profile, chief among them, it appears that she has been stalking and harassing either her neighbor or a former coworker for quite a while. And it is beyond concerning. And even Logan, who posted the original video, had someone contact them that said they used to work with her at the post office and that she made a threat to pew-pew the place just today and that they were on lockdown. And then here's a flyer at the post office warning employees that if they see her, she's not supposed to be there, to call 911 immediately. And even she is posting that on her Facebook to be like celebrated. This woman is clearly mentally ill. She is showing signs of being a danger to herself and to others. And law enforcement needs to step in and do something.
Wow.
I cannot speak to the mental status of this individual, but I can highlight something that is clear and obvious. I want to take you to an imaginary scenario. Let's imagine for a minute that instead of the person being a white female, let's say it was a black male or a black female who has been banned from a facility to the degree that the picture is highlighted on the front door. The individual literally decided to post on the social media that they are banned, which means what? Which means they went to the facility to take the picture, more than likely. And then the alleged attack in the parking lot, the aggression inside of the store, the harassment, potential harassment of a neighbor or coworker. And these are things we know just because of one post. I'm sure there's more. Do you think no one would have knocked on the door by now if this person was a person of color authentically? I know people can get outraged by the blackface. The blackface obviously is racist. Her commentary is racist. But this individual is dangerous. A threat, a legitimate threat based on the narrative of virtually everybody who has had contact with her, according to this story. It's a tale of, well, two Americas. All right, ask me thoughts.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to see that she's off these streets for now. Her daughter had to make a Facebook post condoning her mother's behavior. And I can't imagine what that must have been like for her to have to see your mother acting that way publicly. And now it's on the internet. And then to see your mother engaging with people in that matter and to see your mother yelling racial slurs at people. I don't know what their relationship is like. I don't know if she knew how unhinged her mother was prior to seeing this footage, but
it's crazy.
Her mother was obviously a Trump supporter. We know that from the bumper sticker on her car. But what's sad about all of this, beyond the ignorance and the hate and the effort that she made to go out of her way to be disruptive and hateful, is that her mental state has been destroyed by Trumpism. You know, she was literally in a mental facility right now. Maybe she already had mental issues prior to Trumpism. As he said, we can't really speak to that. We don't know. But what we see with a lot of these Trump supporters and QAnoners is that they succumb to fear and paranoia. And they've convinced themselves somehow that they are the victims of society. That's evident with this woman when she literally said that she's wearing blackface because she thinks it'll help her get a job later, which is crazy to most people to think about. The delusion is destructive and it's devastating. And I can only hope that there's a path back to normalcy, not just for her, but for a lot of people like her.
Very well said.
Crazy. I don't know what this is or how this got in here. Fucking badass kids, man. Badass kids. I just had to tell my son about some shit today. Just had to tell my son about some shit today. Y'all motherfuckers kids is ridiculous. And I'm gonna let you know, I done had gave my son, both my children, all permission to fuck y'all kids up. So if they come bothering my son, just know if they get fucked up, they get fucked up. Sorry, it's just what it is. And it stops there. Teach your kid some manners, because you ain't coming here with that shit. Because I'm not having it. I fuck you up, okay? Period. And that just is what it is. But anybody Hey, man. Them kids bad as fuck. They shouldn't have did that shit, man. And y'all be on the lookout for them kids, man. Watch them. Pay attention to them. Make sure y'all stay situated, man. Make sure y'all stay safe out here, y'all. For real. Watch your peoples. Watch your elderly. Watch your moms. And these kids ain't got no kind of respect, man. None. There's going to be a whole lot of dead-ass teenagers. Because a lot of these grown people, I'm going to tell y'all, man, these grown-ups don't fucking play, man. Y'all going to run across the wrong grown-up. Y'all going to run across the wrong elderly person, and they're going to have something for your ass. Most definitely, because I know for sure my mama keep a strap. Won't play. You think she don't. You don't want to find out. Same here. We ain't about flashing. I don't flash shit. If you see it, it's too late. You'll never tell nobody. Believe that. You'll never be able to tell nobody that I got one. If you ever get a chance to see it. That's just the way I roll. Anyway, moving on.
Well, at 5, a couple is suing a Riverdale hospital for malpractice, saying their son died doing a botched surgery. 11 Alive Molly Oak spoke with attorneys. So, Molly, they filed a lawsuit earlier today.
They filed a lawsuit against the doctor, the hospital, and others involved in the delivery, which happened about a month ago. Lawyers say the woman went into labor on July 9th. Now, we do want to warn you, some of the allegations in the lawsuit are graphic.
The nigga was about to be born on my birthday?
Sad, egregious, and horrific situations that I've ever seen.
Inside Southern Regional Medical Center 1 month ago, lawyers say a couple was preparing to welcome their first child into the world.
But unfortunately, their dreams and hopes turned into a nightmare that was covered up by Southern Regional Medical Center.
Lawyers say Jessica Ross went into labor for 10 hours on July 9th. When complications arose, they say the doctor did not call for proper emergency procedures in a timely manner, calling the doctor negligent.
For applying ridiculously excessive force on the baby's head and neck.
Then lawyers say Ross was moved to get a C-section.
The feet came out, the body came out, and there was no head.
After, Ross was not allowed to hold her child, only view him from behind the glass, according to her attorneys, who say the hospital tried to cover up what happened to her baby.
Up to that point, they had encouraged the family to, hey, just have a cremation done. Oh, no, you cannot do a autopsy. Well, if you want an autopsy, you have to get it paid for you by yourself. You're not entitled to that.
Ross's attorneys claim she didn't learn of the injuries they're now describing until 3 days after she gave birth. We reached out to the hospital for a response to the lawsuit, which says in part that it denies the allegations and says the doctor mentioned is not an employee of the hospital. The hospital also says its heartfelt sympathies go out to the family. That lawsuit was filed in Clayton County today. For more details on the lawsuit, head to 11alive.com.
Oh,
Molly
my
Oak,
God,
11 Alive
this
News.
shit just hit me some crazy, bro. That shit is wild. I couldn't imagine that. If I've been there for every single one of my children's birth. I cannot imagine that mean the head was still in her. Anyway, man, moving on, man. That is wild. Oh, man, make sure you got a good, trusted healthcare physician, man. Jesus, man. Oh, that's crazy.
Is accused of causing a riot in New York's Union Square after he promoted a PlayStation 5 console giveaway and now is facing criminal charges.
ABC's Trevor Ault has the latest on those injured and what's next for the social media influencer.
This morning, the streaming star whose announced giveaway turned into pandemonium on the streets of New York City has now been charged with a felony. Authorities arresting more than 60 people in the incident, saying several others, including some officers, were injured.
I'm scared I'm gonna get hit by something. I can't turn my back.
The crowd had gathered to see massively popular influencer Cenat, who last week announced plans for a meet and greet Friday in Manhattan's Union Square, where he said he'd be giving away merchandise worth thousands of dollars.
We're doing PS5s, PCs, keyboards, mouse pads.
How much security? You know you're gonna have like 20 security out there, right?
No.
The NYPD claims Cenat never told them about the plans. Friday afternoon, thousands poured in. People seen climbing on cars, statues, and subway stations, with multiple fights breaking out.
We have people bleeding. Groups of people are fighting in the Union Square 4, 5, and 6 train.
As the police response grew, Cenat still touted the giveaway.
$100 gift cards all here, bro. We gonna go crazy.
Telling his audience on his live stream to be safe, but also saying everybody for themselves, there's a war out there. This SUV was then captured speeding away with crowd members hanging on. Cenat believed to be inside. The streaming star later questioned by authorities, seen here leaving a police precinct, and he's now charged with riot in the first degree causing public injury, a Class E felony, and also charged with inciting a riot and unlawful assembly. In a statement, Cenat's group AMP says in part, "We recognize that our audience and influence are growing, and with that comes greater responsibility. We are deeply disheartened by the outbreak of disorderly conduct that affected innocent people and businesses and do not condone that behavior." New York City Mayor Eric Adams says they're investigating whether outside actors escalated the violence, but noted most of the people in the crowd were very young.
And authorities say they do believe Cenat and his team did have some PlayStation 5s and all those gift cards he intended to give away, but it's unclear if anybody actually received any of it. And police noted nearly half of those 60-plus arrests were of minors. Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more.
Wow. That shit is wild. So listen, man. I know this shit sound cliche, but this is a lesson. With power comes great responsibility. Okay? The fame that these kids are getting and that these people and these influencers are getting off of streaming and live streams and all kind of stuff like that, you want to give away stuff and all that. It comes with great responsibility. You are responsible for all of these people. Like the police said, you supposed to call them, let them know they can go ahead and assemble some shit. They can make sure it's some security. That you pay for that type of shit. You pay for the security so this shit can go better and it can go. I mean, honestly, I don't see how he'll be able to do another one of these, because I believe his intentions were pure in giving away the stuff, because that's how they grow fans and stuff like that. And plus, it's tax write-offs. Little do people know that's not their money that they spending. It's whatever company they got them dudes in a house or whatever they got going on. But it's up to them. It's their responsibility. You definitely are responsible for these people, and you have to organize this. Like I said, I don't see him doing it. I don't see him being able to do this again. I really don't. I don't see, like, this was a stunt. This is a stunt. But I don't think nobody's going to believe him. Because this is another thought. With all these people, you don't have no security. You just got droves of people just coming out. Droves of people coming out the woodwork to see you or to get PlayStation 5s and gift cards and merch, mouse pads, computers, whatever. You got people coming to get that shit. and you don't have no order. So who's to say that you give a nigga a PlayStation 5 and he walk out the door, a hotel or wherever you at, meet and greet, he walk out the meet and greet and get 2 blocks down, and who's to say he don't get his motherfucking ass beat? You're responsible for that. They're going to bring that back on you. You're not that kind of celebrity to where, I mean, you have the drove, you have the draw, but you're not that kind of celebrity to where the police and them is automatically going to be around. They know. For one, they organize that shit. That shit is organized. You know what I'm saying? You not the dude that they just finna be all cool with. Like, you're young. They don't even know you. The kids know you. The grown-ups don't. Society don't really know you like that. Like, yeah, all these streams and all this shit good, but this what happens when you get all these dumb motherfucking crack babies or perk babies. You know what I'm saying? You get all these dumbass perk babies around. This is what they do. They act stupid. And it's meth babies in there too. Don't get me wrong. Meth babies, prescription pill babies, wine babies. There's all kind of babies. All these little, all of them there. They ain't got no kind of motherfucking order, no kind of like why? That shit is going to happen. You have to call personally. You ain't got the audience that's gonna sit there and be cool. You got a fucked up audience. All them fucking kids. They thought this shit was cool. I'm telling you, like the motherfuckers say, man, all these other countries, man, they be looking at us stupid, like doing shit like this. It's stupid to them. It's dumb. You think they won't come over here and fuck us up any chance they think they can get? This shit dumb. They let this shit happen. Just imagine if somebody was to infiltrate this shit and really was doing some crazy shit. They'd have fucked New York up. But they want PlayStations and shit. Bunch of dumbass motherfucking perk and meth babies, man. These motherfuckers all ugly as hell. Look at them. Just jumping on a fucking truck. And look at this nigga. One po-ass security guard. He coming out the police station. This nigga look like my nigga Philly right here. I'm talking shit. What up, Philly? Hey. But dawg. One po-ass security guard. This little ass truck. I don't know, man. Look. You got goofy ass niggas hanging on the motherfucking street sign. Look at this little idiot. Fake ass Gucci, but he got that shit from the motherfucking Arab store in the hood. Right up there, this is New York. He got that shit from the motherfucking, what y'all call that shit? Brooklyn. I don't know. Y'all New Yorkers call that shit. Where the Africans be out there on the street, man. Y'all know where y'all, Midtown, man. I don't know where the fuck that shit at. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all New Yorkers know what the fuck. That's where he got this shit from. This shit ain't real. This shit ain't real. Just for one simple fact. If you got on a real Gucci belt, that's a PlayStation 5 right there. Nigga, you got enough to buy a PlayStation 5. You don't need no PlayStation 5. All these motherfuckers is broke. And they ain't got no motherfucking PlayStation 5s. They ain't got no computers. They need some money. You sitting up here promising them niggas this shit. Look at this shit. It just don't make no sense. Look. They done sat up here and fuck some shit up, man. I'm talking about. Look at this shit. Look at how many people. Look at how many kids this shit is, man. You know how big an area that. That's a lot of motherfuckers, man. You got to have order on that shit. Y'all niggas done shut down traffic. They definitely... Little nigga, you finna go to jail. Sad to say. Because I do believe your intentions was good, dog, but damn. Nigga, look. This look like a motherfucking... Even it don't be this motherfucker coming... It don't be this many motherfuckers coming out for a Knicks game, nigga. Nigga. Anyway, man. Y'all know what it is, man. In my own lane on the way. Man, appreciate y'all hanging out with your boy for a little bit, man. We just checking out a couple of these things, man, to be happening during the week, man. And I share that shit with y'all, man. You know what I mean? We get down like that, man. You know what I'm saying? I call y'all my family, man. Appreciate it. I ain't gonna hold y'all up no longer, man. So y'all know what it do, man. Stay safe out there. You know what I mean? Keep these motherfucking kids at an arm's length. Keep your loved ones and your elderly safe. You know what I'm saying? Shit, and y'all fucking be cool, man. Be kind, man. Think, make good decisions, man. Don't let ugly motherfuckers who let people draw all over their face live with you. All right, rest in peace, my nigga Louis, man, and you know what I mean. Condolences to old girl that had the baby, man. You know, that was a tragedy. That's the worst thing I've heard in a long time. Now, in that case, I do believe she need to be broke off because that was a life. That's just like life. That's gonna haunt her for the rest of her life. Her whole life has changed. Okay, that's something serious right there, y'all. Anyway, man. All right, man. Thank y'all for checking us out, sliding through, man. All right, y'all be good, man. Love y'all. Peace.